Most of the time, I work to equate mental illness with any other illness like diabetes or heart disease. But the fact is that there's some differences. What about mental illness makes the social impact and stigma so much greater than other illnesses? Today we're going to talk about coping with mental illness in your family, specifically the social impact and the stigma. And don't miss out on the end of the video where I'll share some of the social impacts that have been so frustrating for our family personally. I'm Angela Howard, and I am passionate about breaking the stigma of mental illness among fellow Christians. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on all the latest videos. I'm really excited to be here with you this week because I missed out on our time together when I was under the weather last week. The key differences that mental illness has from any other illnesses is the social impact and stigma. So many of the symptoms express themselves in a social, behavioral way and really can just feel so personal. And I think it's in a way that heart disease would never feel, and it impacts your relationships really profoundly. And I'm speaking about this from a personal standpoint, not a clinical standpoint. I can tell you firsthand that bipolar nearly took my husband's life and ruined our marriage. And so I'm not going to tell you that as we, cope with mental illness within our family, that it's just some easy thing that we breeze through. We really have to fight it each and every day. We didn't go to the doctor and have him hand us, some sort of 10-step plan to a better life with mental illness. It's something that we have to work at and be committed to. And so the things that I share with you today are something that have been practical for us and something that we really have to work at and commit to. So it's not theory, it really is practice for us. There are a lot of ways that you can learn to cope with the social impact and the stigma, but today I'll share 3. Number 1 is don't believe the stigma. Even when you have mental illness in your own home, it's easy to allow some of those stigmatized beliefs to slip in to your life, and you begin to believe things that really aren't true. Your loved one is not their illness, and it is powerful when you can begin to articulate who they are apart from their diagnosis, and then really remind yourself of those qualities and those characteristics, even when you're in a time of struggle. Number 2 is to identify false beliefs. Really be sensitive to any false beliefs that you might have about people with mental illness in general. A common one is that people with mental illness are more violent than the general population. There are various determining factors that cause people to be violent, but data has shown that only 5% of violent crimes are committed by people with mental illness. That leaves 95% committed by those who are not. And so I'll leave some further reading in the notes below so that you can kind of really get into the facts about this. But it's really vital to identify false beliefs that have been perpetuated by our society, because truly those who are suffering do not need further social stigma and behavior that causes them to be outcasts because of false beliefs. The third one is fight for improving your relationships. Things don't have to stay the same. You can pursue counseling that will improve your relationships, other relationships that will really support your family system as a whole, and really having that support network. And also it's vitally important to have just those boundaries and healthy expectations within the family dynamic. Just because someone is suffering from a mental illness, it does not excuse inappropriate or unkind behavior. You still need to have those healthy expectations. Lastly, I just want to share one of the most frustrating and disheartening social impacts that our family experiences. There are times when we are in a crisis where we can't share what we're going through outside our small circle. And we are just not able to meet people's expectations. We've lost friends, dear friends that we've had for years, and we've been judged harshly, and without people really even asking if there's more going on or more to the fact of why we are not participating or engaging during a certain time period. I would say to the people who are in our shoes and experiencing this same type of social impact, that you're not alone, that there are others of us who are struggling with this, and I want you to know that God sees you. He is close to those who are brokenhearted by this type of social impact. And it reminds me of Proverbs 18:24. It says, there are quote unquote friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. And I'd love to hear how you are coping with the social impact and stigma of mental illness. Comment below, and please subscribe to more videos. I'll be sharing some great tips and encouragement for whatever it is that you're facing, whether you're struggling with a mental illness or have a loved one who is. I'll see you next week.